welcome to Yoga Stretch. So what I'd like to do here is another short and sweet combination. So 8-9 minutes at most, we'll see how it goes. And what I'm going to focus on here is caring for the lower back. So lower back focus, how to make your lower back feel a little bit better after you've been sitting at the computer. So I have just a few suggestions. This particular video will be a lot on knees, and so I have this to pad the knees up if you want. And I'm going to turn sideways to show that. I'm going to make another lower back focus that will not be on the knees at all. Okay, so there's so many cool variations I can do. So let's get going. So what you're going to do is just warm up a little bit here. And so I'm going to set the feet wide, hands back, and just move into a couple windshield wipers. So what you're going to expect in this combination is hands and knees. So you get to go into the cat and the cow, which is one of the best lower back movements you can do. The sunbird, strength of the core. Feeling a lunge to deepen into the hip flexor. And downward dog, although I like to teach the variation called puppy dog. I'll bring that in. And then we'll finish with child's pose. And those are some good ones. And I don't want to rush, so let's see how this goes, because it's short and sweet. How do I do? Okay. So what you're doing is you're coming to hands and knees, creating your tabletop, and I'm going to represent with padding of the knees. So I don't really need it. I have so much padding here, but I do want to show you how useful that can be. The knees can be a lot more comfortable sometimes when you do that. So I'm going to move into the spine. Inhale here. And exhale, tuck and curl. So feel that core strength drawing you up. And then releasing it down. Inhale, opening it forward. And so following through that maybe 7 times. Let's do the magical number 7. So getting that spine to move, waking it up. I might lose count. I tend to do that. Let's see, maybe 2 or 3 more, not sure. So I'm going to do 1 more just to make it perfect. Centering it out to tabletop, I want to bring the knees closer. So this is where I'm going to use the sunbird to concentrate on strength of the core, balancing to strength of the lower back. So really good one for lower back care. So I have my knees closer, I have my fingers spread wide, and I'm going to shoot one leg back. I'm going to take my right leg and practice balancing the hips. And at the same time, also feel that you're pulling up the strength of your core. I think of pulling up my belly button to my lower back. Strong as I reach that leg. So practicing that, this could be more than enough right here, honestly. This is really good. Strong core to the lower back. If you want to add on one more piece, you reach your opposite arm forward. Deep breath here. And then I put the hand down, lower the knee, and switch to the second side. So shooting that leg back, balancing through the hips, concentrate on that core strength, drawing it up, teaching it to support that lower back. And then keeping that, if you want to, you reach the opposite arm forward. Deep breath here. Down, leg down, ease back kind of into an active child's pose for a moment. And we're going to do our lunge on each side. So I'm going to tuck through my core and bring my right leg between my hands. So take that extra moment that you need to get the length, long diagonal, and a straight line right here. So from there, lifting yourself up, and now think into that little belly button core area, drawing it in. Lower back balance, and it's going to open up this hip flexor. Shoulders back, arms back for a moment. Ta-da. And then reach to the sky. Deep breath here. So keeping that a moment longer, I'm just going to do a big circle with the arms back, and then back down. Tap through my center and take that leg back. And switch to the second leg. Strong core helps me to bring that leg through, making sure you brought it through far enough. Pressing your way up. Right away, pretty close right here. You pull in the core, you think on that, the balance of the two. The opening of that quadricep up to the hip flexor of that leg back here. Arms sweep to the sky. Deep breath as you reach. Then you can do that big circle back. And then down. So this is where I get to show you the puppy dog, which I don't think I've done yet. And so it is taking the downward dog and not lifting it as high. So what I have to do is reach my arms pretty far out because I want to keep this straight line here. Okay, so you have the downward dog form in the upper body. You bow your head through. You just don't lift your knees up, so you have a little puppy. And you get stretched there. So what you're doing for lower back care is you're going for wider knees, and you're doing your best to get your lower back to relax a little bit, but then balance it with a little core strength. Now I'm going to go up into the full downward dog if anybody would like to join that one. And on this particular one, I do wide feet, and I bend my knees and turn my hips up to the sky a little bit more. So you take your downward dog and turn it into that kind of look. Bow your head through and stretch with it for a breath or two. So if my lower back is giving me issues during a yoga class, this is the style of downward dog I tend to do with the feet wider and bending my knees more. And you can use that puppy anytime. So I'm dropping the knees, falling back, finishing off this sequence in child's pose. So you can rock your hips, let your body sink down into it, bow your head as far as you want to go. And so with this little combination, I will finish with child's pose. Feel free to stay here as long as you want. Thank you so much for joining me.